Consciousness is either fundamental or emergent. There's no third option within a scientific framework. Those who regard consciousness as emergent believe that it arose during the evolutionary history of life, either relatively early or later with the appearance of animals possessing centralized nervous systems. But let's quickly define consciousness before we move on. For every X is conscious if and only if there is something it is like to be X. Now, the view that consciousness evolved rests on a hidden assumption, namely that consciousness is the kind of thing that can, in principle, evolve. But when asked to justify the possibility that consciousness could evolve through natural selection, proponents typically reply that it is an advantageous trait and therefore was selected for. However, this reasoning is flawed. It presupposes the very possibility it aims to explain, but without offering evidence or a plausible mechanism for how consciousness could arise through the natural process of evolution at all. So merely being evolutionary advantageous does not entail that a trait can evolve. Telepathic communication, for example, would have been enormously advantageous for social organisms, yet it did not evolve, because it's not possible. If I said that no arrangement of matter would make telepathy possible, they would agree without any contention. But if I said that no arrangement of matter makes consciousness possible, they would disagree. If you want to claim that consciousness can emerge from matter, i.e. from non-sentient physical particles, you should at minimum offer a plausible mechanism showing how this is possible. As the philosopher Galen Strawson puts it, if Y emerges from X, then there must be something about X in virtue of which Y emerges. So if Y really emerges from X, then the obtaining of Y must somehow be intelligible in terms of what X is like. If not, you could just as well appeal to magic. To wrap up, they are begging the question by assuming what they need to prove, namely that consciousness can arise from purely physical processes. Pointing to its evolutionary advantage doesn't establish that possibility, it presupposes it.